Hey everyone, Carla here from Documenting the Journey. Today I'm going to be doing another goals update. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. I have been trying the 12-week year for the first time this year in 2023, and I am using the MakseLife companion notebooks in order to outline my goals. I am also using a bullet journal for a planner. I wanted to go over this video because I'm finding some challenges with these two systems together / not together, and I kind of wanted to just discuss those with everyone here in case somebody else is going through those same challenges. So we are coming up very closely on my ending of my first 12-week year. So what the 12-week year is, I read a book, and I'll go ahead and put the link in the description box down below, that basically states that you can get more done within 12 weeks than you can in an entire calendar year. The author also stated that it's imperative to consider it an actual 12 weeks and not just a quarter, because you need a legitimate deadline. And so what I have done is I've outlined all of my goals in my MakseLife companion notebooks. They do make full planners as well, but because I'm in a bullet journal, I just knew that I wasn't going to utilize the planner and I just needed the goal setting system. So this first book has all of my annual goals in it. So this first notebook has all of the goal setting instructions. I've been in this system for 4 years, and so I skipped a lot of that. It also has a compass assessment, so you can kind of get an understanding on where you're at in each category of life. And then you have your intentions page and goal setting tips and tricks and instructions here. So I outlined all of my annual goals. And then what I did from here is I determined what I wanted to pull from my annual goals and focus on for the first 12 weeks. So that is this notebook here. This notebook here is basically 1 quarter, so you have 3 months in it. And I did all of my monthly goals, and then I wrote down my deadline up here. My deadline for my first 12 weeks was March 19th. Everything that was highlighted was completed. And then every single week I have specific actions that I'm going to take in order to complete my 12-week goals. Now in the back, what I have done is I have outlined all of the goals that I wanted to complete within the first 12 weeks. And so again, I did a deadline. I pulled all of what I thought was the most important items that needed to be done for my annual goals book, and I put it all out here in the back of my notes pages. You can see I've had a really good progression with all of my goals. I'm actually really happy with where I'm at. I have had a couple of things that have changed, some dates that have changed, a couple of, things that we had to alter. But overall, I'm actually extremely happy with everything that I've done within my first 11 weeks. Next week is my 12-week ending. Now, there are going to be some things that did not get completed. So my highest priority this first 12 weeks was to complete a will and trust. Now with that, I knew coming in a will and trust with my family was going to come into a lot of budgeting and financial aspects as well. And unfortunately, we weren't able to complete that. I got all of the legwork done, but financially, we weren't able to complete that for the first 12 weeks. And so we are going to go through and alter the goal in order to accommodate what we are needing for the first 12 weeks in order to feel like I've actually completed something, which I know that I have. I have had a lot of really good successes in this notebook. So I've been kind of doing loose like flips, but I just wanted to kind of go through it again. So I basically create my monthly goals based off of my 12-week list. And then I go through and I make actions for every single week. I do a reflection off of this week's actions, and I kind of determine what worked, what didn't work, what I need to change, any adjustments that I need to make and such as far as that goes. And then I'll make my actions for my next week. Now, every single week I make my actions. I go through and I review this week's actions and I determine why those items weren't done, if it's still a priority, or if I need to alter something in some way. And then this week here, these are my reflections on it. And then again, so I'm going through all of my week's actions here, and I am going to, so see, this is one of the weeks that I'm going to discuss like the downsides of this with a bullet journal system. So one of the biggest downsides is accountability, and I'll go over that as well. And so I just wanted to finish my flip here real quick. So these are all of my January actions, my monthly reflections, and then my February goals. I went really light on my February goals because I focused a lot in January, and I didn't really get to a burnout point, but I just kind of got to a point where I just really needed to step back and figure out what I knew needed to be done and what was a high priority. And so this is kind of the point where we knew financially that it was going to be more challenging than we had expected. Hi, Tickleton. Than we expected for the will and trust. And so we also had some car issues in this month also. So of course our finances got allocated for that. And so I still kept up with my weekly actions. Here, Tig. And so I still kept up with my weekly actions, and I still kept up with all of my reflections, and I was able to still stay in my goals and have them front and center, kind of. So these are my February reflections, and then I went in and created my March goals here. Now, these are my weekly actions for this week, so this is reminding me that my deadline for all of this is next week. And then one thing that I've found in my reflections here is that I'm really good about coming back to this folio notebook system. I keep this on my desk, and so I'm really good about coming back to this system at least once or twice a week. But I have gone many weeks where was that one that I didn't highlight anything? I have gone many weeks, like this week in particular, where I didn't open this system at all. And then when I went to go do my evening or Sunday routine, I realized, I did stuff, but I didn't like really have it front and center. And so this is one of the weeks that I had realized that I really needed to make this a priority and figure out how to get all of this in my planning system. So this is kind of what I came up with. And as you can see, even though I put it into my planning system, I didn't reference this very often. And so I basically took all of my actions and goals from my MakseLife companion notebooks and I put them in here with my habits. I didn't keep up with it, was my hard part. So I'm trying right now to like brainstorm and figure out how can I make this goal setting system more accountable for me in order to make sure that I am staying within the system. So one of the beauty aspects of the MakseLife system is their original system is a planner and goal setting system in one. The downside for me is it's a very large 7x9, very thick, almost 2-inch coil, very large system. It's a phenomenal system. And I love being able to have your planners and your goals in one place because I was very happy with the first 2 years in their flagship, but I am downsizing my actual size of planners. This is an A5, this is a B6, just because I know that I need to bring it with me and take it everywhere. And so if you have the original flagship or even their daily, quarterly undated or their 6-month undated, and you have the planner and the goal setting system in one, you're gonna be a lot more successful than trying to break it up into 2 areas like this. So I've done a lot of journaling. I've done a lot of brainstorming. I've been trying really hard to figure out how I can be successful in the system that I love, the system that has worked for me for a very long time. And so I remembered the habit trackers. So I had these from last year. These are sticky note habit trackers for the exact purpose of this. For those people that aren't using the planner and goal setting system in one, who are breaking it up because they have their own planning system and they just need to add in the goals. And so what I have done for this week is I have outlined my week, and then I'm actually using a day per page this week, which is different than I've used in my entire bullet journal. But I put my habits on the sticky notes. So my plan is to rotate it to every single day. So I keep these front and center. I see them every single day. I have them with me all of the time. And this is going to remind me and prompt me to check in with my system on a regular basis. And so I took a lot of these action items and I actually put them into my bullet journal system. And one thing I was going to actually put in here as well is an action item on Wednesday to do a goals check-in. Because I do need to make sure that I'm making this a successful system for me. Because like I said, I've used it for 4 years. I have really enjoyed the system. The past 2 years where I've separated the plans from the goals has been my hardest. The first 2 years I was in the flagship, it was my one and only planner. It worked great. I had everything with me, but it couldn't leave the house with me. And I'm in a season of life the past couple of years where I just need everything in one book. I need my entire life in one book, whether that's, you know, a bound book or a planner. It didn't really matter to me what it was, but I'm just struggling with having them separated now. And even though I'm my second year into having them separated, it's still really challenging for me to find my groove with getting them both in my system. So I have also considered just doing some tip-ins with some of their free printables. MakseLife has a free printable library on their website. I have also considered just printing off this page here and just tipping it in and then using the back of it just for the reflections and stuff. So I'm also considering that because I can easily downgrade their free printables to a B6 size. And so if this doesn't work for me with the sticky note this week, then that's what I'm going to do next week. Is I'm just going to do a tip in with the action items so they're still with me. They're going to be in my face every single day because I have this planner with me every single day. So I'm finishing off my first 12 weeks next week, and then I will get my next notebook. The companion notebooks come with 4 notebooks because they're each 3 months. And so next week I will bust out my new notebook. I will go to the back pages just like I did here, and I will outline my next 12-week year. A lot of this is going to have to be flowed over to my second 12-week year, but honestly, I think that that's going to be okay because I'm still finding my groove. I'm still trying to figure out what works for me. And so I just wanted to update everybody on that. I know I've done several updates on my goal setting system with all of the changes that I've had this year, but those are my biggest challenges right now, is just making sure that I keep this in mind and making sure that I remember that even though I'm in a separate planner, I need to keep my goals front and center also. And so on the off chance that you're struggling, those hopefully are some ideas to help you with keeping your goals in the front of your mind, trying the habit tracker sticky notes, trying to do the free printables for the tip-ins if you are in a bullet journal, and also if you're even in like a regular pre-printed planner. These companion notebooks, I don't know if you'd noticed when I was flipping through, they have perforated pages. And so let me see if I can zoom in. So Sierra, when she originally created these notebooks, she knew that people were going to use them because they were already in another planner system. And so she created them to where they could be perforated and they could be ripped out of this notebook. And you can actually tip this in or tape it into your planner that you're using, whether it's a plum paper or, you know, Erin Condren or a bullet journal or any other type of planner that you are already using. You can take these pages out as you see fit and just stick it into your planner. You can just do a piece of washi tape. Like I'll show you how I do my tip-ins. So this tip-in, I tipped in an additional page and I just used a piece of washi tape right here to just tip it in and just tape it into my planner. So you can just use washi tape and you can put this into your existing planner already. So that's also another idea that you can do. And then if you don't have the companion notebooks, but even just wanted to try the system, go to their website. They have a really extensive free library. They have the compass assessment on there, I believe. And then that way you can kind of get understanding of the areas of life that they have for goal setting as well. So those are just some of the things that I'm going to be trying for my next 12-week year. Like I said, feel like overall this first 12 week has gone exceptionally well. And then these are just some changes that I'll be making for my next 12 weeks. But hopefully this video helped you if you guys were struggling with trying to figure out how to integrate the MakseLife system with something that you already have, and some just common challenges that I am kind of working through. If you have any questions or anything, definitely feel free to leave a comment down below and I will go ahead and get to those. And you can also find me over on Instagram at Documenting the Journey, and I will be more than happy to spark up a conversation with you over there as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Again, if you're new, welcome. I'm glad that you hung out for this video. Hopefully this was some stuff that will help you out. And if you're a subscriber, I appreciate you coming back. Thank you and have a good rest of your day.